What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Carcino. Whew, we're up in One Crack News this morning. Yeah. Now, there's a lot of different issues in the world, okay? It's too many to count. When you start talking about issues and problems and situations, right? Now, when you start talking about this country, this nation, I remember in the projects, me and my cousin used to look out the window, seeing cars pull up and be like, that's my car right there. That's your car. That's your car. Oh, that's my car there. Oh man, that's nice. Oh, that's mine. That's my car. We used to play that game. And we used to be like, man, when I get this amount of money, I will be rich. And now, when you become an adult, and you look back at when you was a kid and what you thought was money, it's not even real money. And they always say, don't worry about it. It's rich people problems. It's rich people problems. Then you get some money that people assume is rich, and you realize they're just problems. Don't matter if you're rich, poor, or nothing. They just problems. But poor people, we dream of having rich people problems. Because that's got to be better than having poor people problems. When the same ethnicities that got you poor, it's the same thing that'll make you poor when you're rich. Translation: people that win the lotto, they go on from being broke to multimillionaires, and in less than 10 years or 5 years, they right back broke. Because the same ethnicities that held you back when you were poor will hold you back when you're rich. Same issues. So when you say rich people problems and poor people problems, well, what is the problem? Paying bills? If I was rich, man, I would have no problem paying bills. No, you're not. Rich people got more higher bills. And guess what? You wasn't paying it when you was broke, when you had the money to pay it. And now that you're rich and got the money to pay it, you're going to hold off on paying it again. Because poor is a mindset. Tara color. People are not poor, where you say homeless, because they couldn't find work. They couldn't get a job. People are homeless mainly by the conditions, or they chose to be homeless. A lot of people don't want to live with nobody. They cut off too much pride, too much everything. They'd rather be homeless. You've seen people come out and find people that's homeless, say, hey, I'll take you home. Hell, you look at Delonte West. Mark Cuban said, hey, come with me. I got you. And he went right back to the doing drugs and crack and everything else. And most people that's homeless, some of them that did so much foul stuff, nobody in the families want to take them no more. So they'd just rather be homeless and live on the streets. So a lot of people are homeless, not homeless because they don't have a situation. A lot of them have blown their situation, don't want to work. A lot of them. Not all of them, just a lot of them. Yeah, not true. I researched this population. It's very true. I serviced that population. Matter of fact, just 2 weeks ago, we're handing out meals to the homeless. Yes, they're very honorary. We give them food, blankets, Thanksgiving, holidays. We're out there giving these people food, clothes, so they can take with them. And you know what they want to do? They living it up. A lot of them, they got their areas out on the street. They don't want a place. They don't want help. You want to give them some money? Great. They'll take that. But they don't want your pity. They don't want any of it. They there for the food. Give me the plate of food. Get out of my face. They're really rude. A lot of them are. A lot of them are. We had a program to help homeless people find jobs. Oh, they didn't want that. So Tara, I've been around this situation a lot. Most people are homeless. Some of them, they're comfortable being that. Now, some of those people who lost their jobs and they don't have anywhere to go, the rent's too expensive, that's a different situation. That's not the homeless population. That's just a small percentage of what you're seeing out on the streets. All right, and I've been doing this for years. The Olive Branch Foundation. It's your boy. And that's since 1997. The Olive Branch Foundation. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, clothes, everything. We all chipped in money, had a shelter for them to live in. What happened? They ruined it. A lot of them have psychiatric problems and need medical conditions and evaluation. And most of them need to be in a medical clinic. A lot of them took drugs, messed up their minds. So it's not all the same situation. Everything evolves. You got, hey, look, you got school already out here on the porch.
It's nice.
Yeah. A nationwide statistic. Well, the Olive Branch Foundation is a nationwide charity foundation. We have different chapters. So it's not about what I do, it's about what I see. and what we know, and we see what the problem is. We assess, because this is how we, make our process chart on. We're not just giving people food just to say, hey, we did something. Here's some food. There you go. See you next year. We don't do that. We actually try to help the people. So we see a lot of the cases from state to state. The issues in Pennsylvania is a lot different. In Hawaii, it's a lot. If you're homeless, get you a plane ticket to Hawaii, you go there and live like a king. But homeless people have sections. So we try to make sure people protect each other's sections. Like, they'll have a section in the park and say, hey, this is my house. And they really mean that. Like, don't come in my house. And another homeless guy come there. You can't just walk into another guy's sector. Somebody else has to come in and say, hey, what is he doing? Let's try to fix this. Problem exudes over and over. Some of them gets into fights at shelter, fighting over how much food somebody else is getting. It's crazy. But like I said, some of them have emotional issues. A lot of them have been put on the streets for different reasons, and you might never know all of them. So the nationwide problem, they're going to try to portray it as something different because they don't want to address the real issue. No, we want it to be the other way around, and not the gruesome reality of what it really is. That a lot of these people chose to be homeless, and they don't care to be helped. A lot of them don't want their pride, ego, foolishness, they don't want pity. They don't want anybody looking down on them. They already homeless. They don't want to lose what they feel, their dignity, whatever little bit they got left. They don't want that gone. Now, when it comes to me, I see things differently. I'm optimistically trying to make a change. So since '97, that was my goal. So I was always watching the charts and seeing what's going on and evaluation and what we're doing on our side. How can we help them out on the other side? And we were all vested into this. If they have a mental illness they haven't chosen, you can have a mental illness and still make a decision. Just because you have a mental illness does not mean that you don't have the right to make your own decisions. Some people have a mental illness and still can make decisions every day in life. But yes, there needs to be, most of these homeless people need to be in facilities. But that's a whole nother argument, because the medical facility, saying, hey, we can't house everybody on the streets who say they have a mental disability. Everyone who says they're on drugs, we can't just move them in. It's a two-way street. You gotta want to change. And yes, there are a lot of them with mental conditions. I know homeless stories that'll mess you up. Guy was whacked out on drugs, robbed his whole family. They kicked him out of the house. He was living out on the streets. Lived with a girl. She took him in, and they tried to get him help, got him in a rehab. He got better, kicked it, went back to drugs, and robbed them. They kicked him out once again. Then his cousin, well, his niece, our cousin, moved him in, trusted him with her kids, watching the kids and everything. She comes home, he ties her up and the kids, saying, I don't want to hurt you. Get in the closet and I won't hurt you. So went in the closet, tied the kids up, didn't want to hurt her and the kids. Went in her purse, took everything she had, and went out to go do drugs. That's how important drugs was to this person. So they gave up on him. Everybody in the family gave up on him. He knew he had burnt every bridge. So he's just living on the streets, doing drugs on the streets, doing crimes, robbing old ladies. But then he said he had a mental issue. They wanted to put him in the hospital so he can get drugs. He left there after a psych evaluation, said that he can make his own decisions. It's just another con for him to try to get drugs for free. See, and that's just one story. There's many, thousands of stories like that. They're not all mental illnesses. But yes, there are some cases that people are mentally, disabled. And the system would age some of these people out of orphan homes. Because nobody wants to adopt a teenager. Hey, how you doing, buddy? So a lot of them would age out and they can't stay in the orphanage past like 18 years of age. So they're out on the streets at 18. And they don't know anything really about the world. So now they out on the streets trying to figure it out. Yeah, society is like that. Now, back to the topic at hand, rich guys' problems and poor people's problems. And I say it's the same. So it kind of segues into the scenario is that the same iniquities that inflict you when you don't have money will inflict you even when you have it. So poor is a state of mind. Once you get out of that, because I know people who were poor who was living like they were rich because their mindset wasn't poor. They were in the hood. Their grass was always cut perfect. They saved their money. They bought nice things. They preached education. Their kids couldn't watch TV past 9 p.m. Work got to be done. You only have so many hours of television in the house. They preached education. Now their children, one's an orthopedic, and another, and these are black people. And the other one, he's a pharmacist. He's working at a different location, but he's now a pharmacist. But they were poor. Well, they lived in the hood. Their mind wasn't poor. You've seen people in the hood live like rich folks. They living better than people that got money. But inside this old white guy's house, he's a lawyer and a doctor. But he chose to go through medicine than following up on his law degree. Rich as can be, man. And you would think this guy's house is decked out. He's got a house, it's nice, they got a nice basement. Everything, right? He's got a nice little leather kit chair. All of this stuff they got is basically old. They don't buy any fancy clothes. They don't have a real car. He has a Volkswagen. He's not trying to impress the neighbors. None of these things. Hey, oh my God. I hope she's talking to somebody in the chat. She think I just did a soup kitchen job. Oh my God. She really wasn't listening that well. My best friend, I know my best friend, he was homeless. And that's because he got in a fight with his stepdad and his mom, who he felt his mom was, catering to her, the stepdad. Stepdad was a military man. He was just very stern with him. And, he came in their life when they were teenagers. Like he was a junior in high school, and this guy coming in trying to boss him around and tell him what to do. So they would constantly bump heads and fight. And he's just like, I'm not taking that in this house. So it led to them throwing hands. And of course, he's a 17, 18-year-old kid. So he left proudly, packed his stuff, cussed his mom out, said, you chose him over me. And he said, well, I don't got to take care of you no more in 2 months anyway. You 18, so you can go. So he packed his bag. He's on the streets. Did not come back. He went living with friends. Never had a place of his own. He ended up getting killed. So my work in there was very important in helping people out who were homeless. Well, it's a lot of different elements and moving parts that's going on around here. Well, sometimes if you don't get active, you'll break yourself down eventually. Your body will give up on you and crush you like a grape. Then you're done. Oh, no. See, poor people, they dream of being rich. They dream of this because that's going to improve their whole element. Money will improve it all. Just give me some money and I will never be broke again. It's not true. It's all fictional. We all know it to be true. Yet we still push the envelope. Just give me some money and I promise you I'll be a better person by tomorrow. Nope. You know people that got a lot of money or inherited a lot of money, right? And they lose it. The people that keep money are the people who work their ass off to earn it. And put themselves in positions to have it, to maintain it. Shoot, rich is when you no longer have to work anymore for everything you got. You can stop doing everything. Put it on automatic pilot and say, I ain't gotta do nothing. I'm done. That's when you made it. But if you ain't did that, then I would sit down and shut up. So, anyway, thank y'all for the conversation and the time. Thanks to everybody who super chatted. Don't forget to join my Patreon, which is Carsino for Life. And I'm out.